Hello, I'm back. It's 3:15 p.m. So I have to yawn again. So if I didn't start this video, I probably wouldn't have needed to yawn. But some people say it's the remote neural monitoring or directed energy weapons, and then coupled up with the sleep deprivation. So I'm back on here. I'm very bored. Um, so I didn't even spend my money on really anything luxury or anything out of excuse me, a little mucus in my throat. I did not spend my money on anything out of what I need to survive, pretty much. And as I said, because of the hotel room, the bus fare bills, the phone bill, food, toiletries, transportation, and a few other things. Um, like today is Saturday the 3rd, but thankfully this is a short month. But we got an extra day because of leap year. But it's like, you know, I just got paid yesterday, and then more than 2/3 of my money is gone already. And as I said, nothing really was spent on, something luxury or something that I didn't need. But um so excuse me. So in the middle of the night before last, you know, I had the sleep deprivation was really kicking in. And it was like 1:53 p.m. and I saw this couple, and they were, I guess playing around or whatever. They looked not that far off from teenagers. And I questioned whether or not they were perps. And then one of the guy, he was wearing all black, and the female, I don't know, she was wearing like, I don't know if those were red or pink pants that she was wearing, but the guy passed right by me and he said hello to me, but maybe they weren't perps. I don't know, but but I suspected that they were. Who the hell comes out at like 2 o'clock in the morning just to play around and act goofy and act stupid? You know, leaves their house at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, so then I think that was my second night over there. But I was being attacked and torn up by mosquitoes really bad. And, you know, if it weren't for the mosquito attacks and me being scared of, being in a well, I grew up around that area, and we would go there occasionally when I was younger, but never in my life have I had to spend like overnight at that spot. So I didn't know what to expect, and I was extremely scared. And excuse me, you know, Well, it looked like by UNO's campus, I couldn't go back to the lakefront because I would have had to cross through the campus in order to get to the lakefront, and I didn't want to get in any trouble or anything, you know. So, so then, I didn't want to take any chances, so I quit going to the lakefront, you know, and that seems kind of lonely, dangerous, and scary as well. But at the same time, I prefer my peace and quiet and solitude. But at the same time, it's scary, to be by yourself when there's, a possibility of danger and out in the open, you know. Excuse me. So, I mean, I can't. I mean, and then if I were to go to the by the lakefront, I would have had to go the long way. You know, I would have had to go the long way, and then have like no hiding spot or nowhere to go potty at. Without the chance of someone seeing me. You know, and that's the chance that a lot of homeless people have to face. You know, to have nowhere where you can use the bathroom and suffer. And then, me trying to avoid my pants getting wet and then it being super cold with frozen pee, walking around with frozen pee all night. I don't know if y'all know what that feels like. And menstruating at the same time. Excuse me. So, I mean, since they harassed me away from the Riverwalk, um, that's when I thought of to go to Gretna. You know, and so, I mean, like when it was still a little bit warm in the 50s, I was still being attacked by mosquitoes. And then once the cold temperatures came up, the mosquitoes went away, you know. But then I had to deal with being tortured with the cold. But I could have had that warm temperature and not have to fear, excuse me, fear any danger, and if I didn't have to deal with those mosquitoes, I probably could have slept better. I probably could have fell asleep. But even being near the Riverwalk overnight, you know, I was forced to have to try to sleep with one eye open, or they call that figure of speech, but nah, not sleeping with one eye open, but trying to force myself to stay awake because I'm scared to go to sleep because I'm scared of multiple different things. But, I was scared even by the lakefront and feeling anxieties, but after a few days, my anxiety kind of went down a little bit, you know. Excuse me. Maybe being right next to the university help calm my anxiety and it helped me feel less fear. You know, um, maybe I felt a little more secure because of being right next to the university. But it was my mistake that I accidentally I didn't know that the door, if I closed the door, that it will lock and that all my belongings will accidentally be locked in that room. And so, excuse me. Well, for the rest of my life, I will never do that again. Go into that classroom. Go into that building overnight. But as I said, me listening to somebody saying that they have all new staff and all new police officers and this and that or whatever, you know, and then I heard that that person was gone, not there anymore, you know, just that quick. So, you know, but the first night I went to the classroom from those um, 3 times that I went in there, um, it was the night where I was trying to get beg like crazy for help with the hotel room out of the rain, and I definitely would have gotten rained on. Excuse me. And so, as I said, I feel like betrayed to be treated like less than, and get less than, like people who had never attended the university as a student. It's okay for them to go there, but but I'm sitting here trying whatever the best I know how, or the best that I could to survive. You know, excuse me. So when they bullied me away from the Riverwalk, and then I just went on the West Bank, and I figured, well, I guess I'll just go one of the few places I know where to go. You know, hold on, I have to use the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. So, um, felt like as if I had to use the bathroom over 20 times today so far. You know, um, but I guess from all that excessive fluid build up in my legs, um, but my legs are still kind of swollen, but they hurt from being from when they were huge yesterday. You know, so but yeah, but I was saying that I try to survive the best way I can, and the best way I know how, with whatever little resources or whatever that I have. And um so in the middle of the night, 15 minutes after I saw those people, um I was trying to adjust my blanket. Excuse me. So 15 minutes after I saw those people, It was 2:08 in the morning, yesterday morning, Friday morning, and I dozed off and fell asleep. I mean, for in the very second, I was sitting up on the bench, not laying down, but sitting up on the bench, and I started to doze off and fall asleep, and then the very second I just barely started to nod off, I was hit with the directed energy weapon, to force jerk me out of my sleep. And I possibly could have nearly been on the verge of the possibility of having whiplash or something, you know. And then I don't know if it was the directed energy weapons or the severe sleep deprivation that made me feel fearful that I would fall off the levee or fall off of the slope. And then I felt I don't even really drink alcohol, but I felt like people compare, like they say that sleep deprivation is kind of like, the symptoms of sleep deprivation and being drunk are similar. So me being like over a week worth of having little to no sleep, some days or some nights no sleep at all. And even when I was in the other hotel, for some reason, I was getting little to no sleep. Or couldn't get sufficient sleep for whatever reason. Even in the other hotel, at first I was getting good sleep for a few days. And then after a while, I couldn't get to sleep that great. And so then, early Friday morning, my body felt extremely weak, like as if I had no physical self-control over my body. And I was afraid that even me sitting down, I was afraid I was going to tumble and roll over and fall down a concrete slope and fall, I don't think I would have fell into the water, but, I was afraid I was going to fall. And I was having like severe panic attacks. And I don't like that word paranoia or paranoid, but like for me to feel anxiety, the mentally slow, crazy biological family would try to be like, oh, stop being so paranoid. They were perping me when they were telling me that. And before Hurricane Katrina, they will always try to tell me that. There's a difference between anxiety and paranoia, But, I was feeling, anxiety and panic attacks and feeling scared. And I didn't feel safe, with myself because of my body feeling weak. And I'm surprised I made it through walking all the way from there to the this little bakery, and then all the way to that Walmart, and then to the library. And then I was at the library and trying to charge my phone and upload the videos and everything. And I started to nod off and I tried to fight sleep. And then, like, the sleep took over and I dozed off without realizing that I fell asleep. and my body was feeling a certain kind of weird and uncomfortable, you know. And so um, that young police officer told me that he pointed at the librarian and this other man that was using the computer. And the other man that was using the computer, he was wearing red. And so, excuse me. I mean, that police officer, I don't remember if he worked for the Gretna Police or Jefferson Parish Sheriff's, but I really think it was Gretna Police. And I think he had a gun, but no handcuffs. But he would come and drive in a luxury sports car, a two-door luxury sports car, not an actual police vehicle, you know. But I guess he does the same function of what when they have security guards at certain libraries, you know. So I thought he was, the type of officer that would, you know, try to put people in jail. But maybe he has a different function. But he looks like a child. Like he looks so freaking young, you know. And so I didn't realize that that was his everyday job at the library. I thought that when I first saw him in October, I thought that, oh, he was just there to perk me. But I mean, you know, he probably is a perp, maybe not, I don't know. But that so that police officer, he woke me up. He didn't put his hands on me, but despite me having my earbuds in and nodding off or dozing off, um I was able to feel his presence, standing over me. And then I woke up and he pointed at the man in the red shirt and the librarian, and they both were saying, I mean, he said that they want you to stop snoring and stop disturbing people or something. He said that they said, and so um I didn't even realize that I was snoring. So I think I got up to use the bathroom, and then in a polite way, I confronted the librarian, not in a um argumentative way, but I said, "Well, was that you who made complaints about me snoring or whatever?" And he was like, yeah, like with an attitude or whatever. And then he started to lecture me about how he lets other people sleep or that he doesn't have a problem with other people sleeping. But he mentioned something about me snoring excessively loud or whatever. And then he was definitely a perp, because then he started clicking his pen, on purpose. He started to do it intentionally. And I'm like, well, you're clicking your pen right now. And he's like, and so it's not really that loud or whatever. And so I just walked away before I got mad and cussed him out or went off on him. You know, and so, you know, and the fact, if they're perps and or don't like you and want to get rid of you, of course they will try to over exaggerate the wrong that they're trying to say that you're doing. Because I wasn't even asleep for that long. And so then I started to Google, natural remedies for snoring, or how to stop snoring or whatever. Excuse me. So you know, I didn't even realize that I snored. But like when I was in Bloomington, Texas, about the time that I stayed there, about 3 or 4 times I was there and I was sleeping, you know, like sleeping overnight or whatever. And then I woke up being mad at who the hell is that snoring? Then woke up in real life and realized, that that was nobody but me. But most of the time I thought I didn't really snore. But I understand that people say that weight has something to do with it. But um I heard something about snoring being like if you're very sleep deprived, they said something about your throat muscles being weak. It has something to do with the reason why you might snore. And I have a hypersensitive ear condition. So I myself hate to hear myself or anybody else to snore. You know. So, but him clicking his pen, yeah, that hurt my ears and bothered me. And he was a perp who did that on purpose, deliberately. And it seemed like they just wanted to pick on me for no reason and harass me out of the library. Just like they did with the at the Riverwalk and other places and other libraries, just looking for something to pick on me about. You know, excuse me, like that would have been the third library for them to gang stalk me out of, or harass me to the point to make me not even want to go back. Excuse me. But I think I've been going to that library since a teenager. And the library used to be way bigger. But I don't know, they remodeled the library and made it really small. Excuse me. It's a really tiny library. It looks like it's even smaller than that Rosedale library in Jefferson, you know. But that Gretna library is now a Dairy Queen right across the street. And when I was younger, like all my childhood, that was a Burger King there, you know. But I guess after Hurricane Katrina, they turned it into a Dairy Queen. Excuse me. So so my body felt so weak and I was so sleep deprived and tired that I did not trust myself to I was afraid it would be so dangerous for me to take like 3 or 4 buses dealing with my body and my mind being in that state of sleep deprivation. I was afraid it would have been so dangerous, to try to take 4 buses. So to stay on the safe side rather than getting injured or hurt or something happening to me. I felt like I had no choice, but I was trying to, but it's like I was so sleep deprived and tired, I thought I was gonna die. And I didn't want to have to go to the emergency room. So I had to take a $25 Uber. It was slightly under $25 for an Uber ride to get over here to the hotel, you know. And then I guess maybe they started blocking off the streets maybe at 5 o'clock, but they had a parade in this area yesterday. And so, like, after I got here, one of the first things I wanted to do was take a shower. But The parade started at 7 o'clock, and so I didn't even go. I don't do Mardi Gras no more. You know, I mean, I didn't even like it back then. So I just and Mardi Gras. Another thing, Mardi Gras is extremely dangerous. It's dangerous, and I hate to be caught up in having walking so far and having no place to get, where I can use the bathroom, and then dealing with dirty people and crowds and beer and everything else. I hate everything about Mardi Gras. I gotta use the bathroom again. Okay, I'm back. So, yesterday, um, my body felt too weak. I felt too physically and mentally weak to take, like, I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 buses that I would have needed to take to get over here. Excuse me. And then, you know, so I got me a buy one, get one free meal. And the second meal, I put it in the refrigerator and saved it for dinner for today. So all I had yesterday was breakfast and lunch. I didn't have dinner. And so I was really tired. And I ended up finally it, like I think it was 3 something. I finally got my food. No, you know what? While I was waiting for my food, I went to go take a shower. A much needed shower. What a relief. Excuse me. And I think that the bed bugs are um I don't know whether to say gone or almost completely gone. And with the Dr. Bronner's lavender oil soap, it seemed like it was more effective than the lavender oil soap was more effective at getting quicker at getting rid of them than the peppermint oil soap. And dealing with the peppermint oil soap is torture because of my body feeling like it's freezing, or that cold feeling with the peppermint oil. But the lavender oil, I don't have to worry about that. But the lavender oil seemed more effective at and quicker at getting rid of the bed bugs than the you know, than the peppermint oil soap. Excuse me. And so I don't remember if I got done eating at 4 o'clock or if I started eating at 4 o'clock. Um, and then I fell asleep last night, and I'm sorry, I fell asleep before 5 o'clock yesterday. Sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I fell asleep, and then it was I fell asleep yesterday, and then I woke up um at about I think it was 6 something this morning. I woke up, and then excuse me, my body's still tired. Like I can feel the weakness in my shoulders, you know. And so Uber Eats, they offered me a deal where I could get like $40 off of groceries. So I bought whatever groceries that where I don't have to cook on the stove, you know, and excuse me, I wanted some cereal so bad, but I got me some granola bars for breakfast, you know, and the guy, I thought he did something crooked, but come to find out he didn't. And excuse me, the Uber Eats driver, you know. But um I wanted to apologize to him, but when I tried to, he didn't answer his phone. But he contacted me at exactly 9:33 a.m. and he had a red Dodge car, you know. I, Now they have cars that's a Dodge Ram. Wait, no, that's not a Dodge Ram. Usually it's the truck that's a Dodge Ram. No, what kind of car is the Oh man, I remember when back then there used to be a van that used to be a Dodge Ram. But no, Dodge Ram is the truck. But no, that was a Dodge Charger I think that he had, you know. And a red Dodge Charger, that's what it was. Excuse me. And so I mistakenly thought that he got me balloons instead of plates. And I'm like, but come to find out he gave me, and I kind of questioned him about it. And it's like, well, I am so sorry. You know, well, he got me some balloon shaped plates. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's all right. That's all right. Because you know how a certain item is, if it's not available, they replace it with another one. So I forgot. Oh, I think I got some kind of order, some kind of stripe shape. I don't know. I was just trying to get whatever cheaper plates that I could get. You know, since I'm only gonna be here for 7 days. Excuse me. Um, you know, I was trying to get the cheapest of whatever I could. You know, and you know, I needed trash bags. I needed to get my own, you know, plastic silverware, plastic cups, paper plates, and what else? Toilet paper. And I got me some. I tried as much as I could to get me some, you know, produce like salads and fruit and stuff. But some of that was on sale. I was trying to get buy one get one free, and they didn't have it. You know, so this morning I had some. All you know how they have like the already boiled eggs that you can buy like six in the pack, and they come for, and you can get them at the store. I had, you know, two eggs and three granola bars and some cantaloupe for breakfast. And then for lunch, you know, I bought some pita bread. It was like a sweet onion flavored pita, and with some store bought pre made chicken salad. And I had some regular salad with like lettuce and cabbage, carrots and radishes or whatever else, you know. And then for dinner, I'm having that other plate of you know, it was like some jerk chicken, cornbread, and macaroni and cheese. And it's like that was like the best that was like the best jerk chicken. I'm sorry. I was trying to say that was the best mac and cheese that I've ever had in a long ass freaking time. That was the best macaroni and cheese I had in a long time. Very long time. You know, lately I've been having macaroni and cheese and it's just like either okay or kind of nasty. But that was the best flavor mac and cheese I've ever. It's tasted like is that they put Jamaican jerk seasoning inside the macaroni and cheese. But that was so good. And the Jamaican chicken sauce. I mean, you know, the sauce was really good, and the corn muffins were really good. The cornbread muffins were good, but the chicken was kind of dry and tough, you know. But other than that, you know, I definitely will like to order from that place again, you know. Excuse me, as I said, I was able to get like buy one get one free, you know, with the promotions and offers or whatever. And you know, you know, due to the sleep deprivation, I was extremely weak and tired. And so I slept approximately 14 hours between yesterday afternoon and this morning. And then it's you know, this morning I had excuse me, I had you know, after eating my breakfast, I attempted to take a nap but couldn't fall asleep. But I think I was having like split second miniature dreams for a couple of seconds here and there, but really couldn't fall back asleep. But it was still tired and sleepy, really tired. And then by me having like those 3 granola bars and 2 boiled eggs and cantaloupe, for some reason I was hungry like 30 minutes later. But then I tried to hold it out until almost 2 o'clock. Then I had the big sandwich with the pita bread, like 2 slices of pita bread and pre-made chicken salad, store-bought pre-made chicken salad. And then I had some of the regular, you know, salad mix. And I'm surprised I got full and satiated from that. And then, as I said, for dinner, I'm going to have the second plate of the Jamaican food. Excuse me. So, and then, it must have been yesterday while I was asleep that I woke up this morning and noticed that the fake Darnell Williams perp tried to, you know, he took an old video from 2021 where for one time as an adult that I tried a sip of beer. And so he figured that I don't know how he stumbled across that video. And he you know, and so he screenshot that and made it the profile picture. And then falsely make it like as, oh, here's Candy Purple with the red beer can or whatever. When Budweiser, it's red, white, and blue, you know. And so then he started to follow everybody. he started to follow everybody that I interacted with and try to message them and you know, try to intentionally trying to manipulate and turn them away from me, trying to turn them against me. What lies, and he even altered my pictures again to he altered my pictures to look satanic, like he always does. And he was lying to people in the TI community, lying and saying that I'm a perp that sold out. And the way he photoshopped pictures to look demonic and everything. And so, good thing a lot of them did not pay him any mind. Or good thing they ignored him. Excuse me. But Twitter keeps saying that he violated no rules. And so on TikTok, on these newer accounts, like I'm getting like hardly really any views on my posts or videos or anything, with me being forced to have to make the accounts private, and of course he wanted that to happen so that they can minimize any help that I could get. Excuse me. So I'm sitting here, trying to recuperate from dealing with the stress and the struggling on the streets and the homelessness and everything, and me being like away from downtown New Orleans, it would be harder to panhandle if I needed to, But like now, after buying the things that I needed to, like for hygiene and survival and food, clothes, whatever. Not clothes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy the that uniform. But I don't even know if I'll be able to take the uniform and get my money back if the job thing doesn't work out. And I'm feeling worried because I don't know if I'm worried because what if I do get the job and me being homeless, if I'm not allowed to bring any bags with me, even my backpack, and if I'm homeless and trying to get a job and can't put my backpack anywhere, then what am I supposed to do? Excuse me. So, and the idea of if I do have the uniform and go to work, then I have to be out on the streets. Then that would be more clothes to have to carry around and more of a burden, I don't know. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how to make things work with my survival and everything, And so, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he also tried to be like, why did you molest that dog? And I'm trying to figure out what dog is he falsely accusing me of molesting? That's how sick-minded they are. Excuse me. I hate dogs. I don't like dogs. I don't even interact with dogs. But I do remember that my twin sister did a fake video trying to make it like as if the dog Pippa has a testimony against me. Of course, dogs can't talk. But it's like, this was a while back, but I didn't even watch the video, but I saw that the video existed. So I'm like, I know my own twin sister isn't trying to lie on me and said that I sexually violated her dog, Pippa. Because I hardly even really interacted with that dog. You know. I was doggone sleep deprived and just trying to freaking survive those 5 days at my twin sister's house back in 2017. You know, and Pippa pretty much stayed in her cage from what I remember. You know, and I don't even remember much about the dog. You know. Excuse me, but I didn't even really interact with the dog that much, really, you know. So, but it's like, you have to be a sick person to even think up to lie, make up those kind of lies like that about your own twin sister. Or like everybody else would say, it was probably her doing something to the dog and then project that on to me. If I would have really done something to the dog, then she would have, you know, she would have told me something about it if it was true. But, or she would have told me right then and there if I would have done something offensive to the dog. But no, and nothing of our argument had anything to do with the dog. When she smear campaigned me and put me out on Facebook and live streamed us arguing and then saved the videos and then put them on YouTube and smear campaigned me to look crazy and then yet falsely calling me the narcissist. She falsely called me the narcissist. While her acting like the narcissist and bullying me and try to frighten, scare, and intimidate me and exert power over me. And then, you know, she was trying to smear campaign me a schizophrenic and saying that I need to be committed to the mental institution. She really thinks she got power and authority over me, but she's just a damn bully. You know. So, I mean, the other day I was reminded of, okay, when I never knew she was smear campaigning, lying on me and saying that I had sex on the side of the building of St. Germain Apartments in Harvey on Manhattan Boulevard. And I don't know anybody who lived there. I never really knew anybody who lived there, and I never visited that place. I never ever set foot on that property in my life, in my entire life. I never set foot at St. Germain Apartments. And then my senior year in high school, I wasn't even really over in that area. So, I mean, riding the LaPalco bus, I was passed by there on the bus, but I never got off the bus to go there and do anything sexual with anybody. You know. So, maybe it was her that did something with somebody at St. Germain Apartments and then projected that onto me. But the false rumors about me being a prostitute, the foster stepdad started with those rumors. And then, excuse me, I would be an underage child. And he was sexually perverted. You know, watching the porn channel at the loudest volume. Like as if he wanted to try to force everybody to hear. And then he pretended that he was deaf. you know. So then, for me to be taking a shower, and he would lie on me and said that I would be masturbating in the shower, and that wasn't true. And him and the foster boys and my twin sister would make those lies and think it's funny, even after I turned 18, you know. And that masturbation, that was, the last thing on my mind. I'm just minding my business, taking a shower, you know. Excuse me. But having OCD and then the strokes that I had when I was 5, I guess the showers would take longer than normal people. You know, if other people can take a 5-minute shower or less, I cannot take 5-minute showers with my disability. My showers are approximately 30 minutes. You know, but I was on medication, and my OCD, I guess, was so bad that I guess had to keep washing myself over and over again several times or something. I don't even remember. But also me just laying in the tub soaking because of menstrual cramps or something. With my stomach hurting or something. I'm so sorry for TMI in this video, y'all. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because I found a way to relieve menstrual cramps with the bentonite clay. So, but this morning it seemed like all they had was the huge jar. But I got me some coconut oil and excuse me. I took 2 spoonfuls of that this morning also. And it was the expeller press oil. It said virgin unrefined, but I was trying to get cold pressed. But some people say expeller, as long as it's unrefined and virgin. Some people say expeller press is fine it's okay to use. But I prefer cold press, not so much the expeller press. But I guess I'll deal with it for now. But whatever is remaining of anything that I have, I got me 2 packs of toilet paper because I didn't want to I was trying to be careful to not have like so much toilet paper that whenever I have to leave out of here that I would not be able to take it with me, But at the same time, I'm like, wow, I just got this toilet paper and I had to use the bathroom so many times that I feel like I'm feeling afraid that I'm about to run out, But I didn't even count how many times I had to use the bathroom today, but I had to use go pee. I don't know how many times, but definitely over 10 times today I had to go pee. But I think it's all the excessive fluid, being removed. And then me having cantaloupe and all that, that probably contributed to it as well. But after this coming Friday, I'm pretty sure the hotels are gonna be full. And I might have no choice but to go back on the streets and then deal with being on the streets during Mardi Gras, which would be a total pain in the ass. Be on the streets and back broke again. Excuse me. I can't wait till Mardi Gras is over. But good thing it didn't last too long this year. But I would hate to get caught in the middle of parades. But even in Pensacola, they would have like a Christmas parade or a Mardi Gras parade or Veterans Day parade or whatever parades, even in Pensacola. But excuse me. I heard that Mobile, Alabama celebrates Mardi Gras as well. You know, but I didn't like. It's like the king cake is very expensive. I can't even. I mean, it doesn't seem like I can find a place where they would sell king cake by the slice. They would sell the whole king cake, and I can't afford. And I'm just one person, so but I couldn't afford to spend like $36 on a king cake, and then I can't even eat it all for myself because it's so much. Wouldn't have anybody to share it with. But you know, excuse me. But my two favorite flavors of king cake is the pecan praline king cake and cream cheese king cake. And I also like plain king cake, but I would love to try the crawfish king cake. I would like to try that. But I heard crawfish season is rocky. That the crawfish production isn't that great this year. You know, I don't remember the whole story, but I heard that because of the last year's weather is the reason why crawfish season isn't so productive or so good this year. But people still finding ways to, or they say the crawfish will be way more expensive this year. But people still finding their ways to get crawfish anyway. Like in New Orleans, people they would do any by any means necessary, to keep up with the tradition or get whatever they want. But me, I can't afford to do that. But I think I may have tried crawfish beignets one time and thought it was really, really good. Maybe once or twice I tried crawfish beignets. That's very creative, you know. But excuse me. But but I see, YouTube videos about people being respected and appreciated, you know, and honored for with their love for food. And people eat so much, and people wonder like, well, how does this person stay so skinny? And you eat all that, but if the idea that people don't like me as a person due to the targeting, they'll try to criminalize me eating a normal breakfast. Well, yesterday I had um yeah, I had donuts and milk for breakfast yesterday, but um that was the the most convenient thing that I could get at the moment, and it being so cold and everything. And it's like I wasn't sure of what all the businesses were open, and like me being away for so long, I had to relearn my way around the New Orleans metro area, you know. And then they changed the bus routes around, especially in New Orleans. They changed around the bus routes. But, I mean, I really hate that they gang stalked me out of my apartment in Pensacola. And then the online stalkers, they taunt and harass me about it and rub it in my face. See, my phone is getting alerts saying lightning alert and bad weather today. It's supposed to it's raining today, I think. It's raining today. So now I definitely um do not have anywhere to go for shelter overhead if it rains. Um and then you can get criminalized or trespass. These businesses that only care about their money and image, it's like um, they could care less about your need for survival, but they only care about money. They put profits before souls, and they only care about you know, the image of their business. But they would rather a homeless person go to jail for fighting to survive in order to protect their Masonic fake business. Wow, they making my eye itch. Excuse me. So, and I think at some point last night, in the middle of the night, they were vibrating my body for a brief moment. And so being targeted is very challenging to be able to have a stabilized place to live or a stabilized job opportunity or stabilized friendships, relationships, family, or anything else. The gang stalkers are becoming more aggressive and desperate in their attempts at destroying me. And y'all keep falling for their tricks and their lies. They lie and say that I'm the grifter or the scammer or the trickster or the manipulator when it's actually them. How am I considered the narcissist when I have really hardly anybody on my side to support me? And the stalkers think that they are worthy and deserving of thumbs up for harassing people. You know, but I didn't even realize this is how sex traffickers operate. And they're stalking and watching everything I do. And the fake Darnell Williams perp, all the death references and the threats he made at me, and he's talking about it's not a threat, it's a promise. He been stalking me for over 2 years and harassing me and um was it 1.5 years or 2.5 years? I don't remember. But then I really think it started in 2021 that he came to started harassing me. But he harassed me so bad I was forced to have to get rid of my phone number. And I hate being homeless and living every day in fear of being homeless on the streets and every second of the day, feeling fear that I'm about to get arrested and go to jail. And when I was in Bloomington, Texas, I had to ended up with nightmares about being back homeless again, or nightmares about getting arrested and going to jail and being locked up for the rest of my life and never getting out. Now they vibrate in my body after I mentioned it. So it seems like as if every day is just a battle to survive and live. I mean, I have zero time, to even think about being any kind of predator. The fact that y'all are falsely smear campaigning me as what y'all are guilty of. And, if you're a targeted individual and been falsely smear campaigned and people lied on you and say that you were a pedophile and touching kids, why would you join in a harassment campaign of the perps doing it to me? If you say you were a victim of smear campaigns of being a pedophile. Now the gang stalkers are walking around lying and saying that I do drugs. And and my twin sister believed it when the fake Darnell Williams perp, who does not know me, he's recently came on board. And he thought the shit was funny to make up a lie and say that, that I have knowledge, or that that I have knowledge or information on Soldier Slim's death. When I don't really know about Soldier Slim, and and she believed it. I'm like, and even my own twin sister's lies that she makes about me, I feel like I'm surprised that she doesn't know me better. But at this moment, I'm beginning to feel like, that the lies that she and her cult followers and other gang stalkers make up about me, that it's malicious and intentional. It's malicious and intentional. And then when my twin sister, when me and her are on good terms, she'll tell me, well, I know you never molested Raven, or I know you never did this, I know you never did that. Excuse me. So, and it's like, you're a very sick person to falsely accuse your own twin sister of molesting your daughter and then making fun and laughing about it. Excuse me. You know, and I no longer have to wonder why nobody likes me. Now I know why. Now I know why even professed well-meaning Christians hate my guts now. Because they even believe the gang stalking and slander in the same way that Eve was deceived by the serpent in the garden. I'm not the monster that I'm falsely portrayed to be. Excuse me. You know. So and I'm sitting here wondering, if the food I have I'm feeling scared. I'm wondering, is this enough? Would this be enough for the whole week, or enough that will last me until Friday morning? But Friday, I would like to see. Well, before Friday, I would like to see if there will be any more room left, and then after me buying a uniform, well, the clothes for the uniform, I don't know how much money I'll have left over, but you know, I have less than 1/3 of my money for for the rest of the month, you know. But I'm glad to have a whole week of this hotel rather than just a few, like 4 or 5 days. I'm glad I have 7. Excuse me. So I mean, I found this place, and I heard a lot of bad news about it. A lot of bad reviews, but you know, so far it doesn't seem too bad. You know, but I'm thankful and glad to have a place. I mean, this place is you know, they say it's a self-service hotel, I guess. Excuse me. But then I guess some of the other hotels cost more because breakfast is included, you know, but it being like the same thing every day. But it's like after Friday, it'd be so scary to try to fight to survive, and trying to make sure nobody's around when I gotta pee. And like even when I was in Pensacola, you know, when I was um sleeping by the abandoned building, by the abandoned bank, and then next door was the abandoned church, and I would have to use the bathroom, behind the abandoned church. And then, you know, so if there's an abandoned or vacant building, um, well, that police officer in Pensacola told me to go sleep by the abandoned bank. But I don't know of any place to go here in New Orleans where the place, I mean, where I could be protected from the rain if I had to be on the streets. Where I could be protected from the rain and have a private spot where I can go potty where nobody will see me, you know. But a few days ago, when I had to go pee, and they had some people that were stealthy and hiding and stalking and watching me the whole time. So I got away from that spot, you know. Dealing with the sex trafficking, gang stalking, or the gang stalkers, you know, like, and there was this homeless woman that I saw. I don't remember if it was a website or a video, and in the they had publicized her going behind a building and doing number two, pretty much. And it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure she was so humiliated. Or I don't even know. Um, I don't even know if she found out about it. But I've been reading online about the idea of homeless people having absolutely nowhere where they could go pee at, where they could go use the bathroom. And it's very hard to try to find some privacy when you're out in the open. And I've heard, like targeted individuals as well as homeless people, even if you're not targeted, is viewed as lower than human. And if you're that forced to be that low in order to end up, I mean, forced to be in a predicament that low where you got to be forced to end up homeless, it seems like people. It seems like people got end up It's like as if you got a person would have to sell out in order to get out of their predicament and end up living nice. I mean, it may not always be the case, but the Uber driver yesterday, I guess him and his wife, maybe they're supposed Christians or something. And he said his wife is a chaplain, but I heard that biblically women aren't supposed to have like authority over men in the church, in the church world. Like they're not supposed to be women pastors and all that, or female deacons, pastors, chaplains, or whatever. But he said his wife is a chaplain, but he had a whole Lincoln car, you know, and he told me he was homeless before. But it's like, well, how does a person get like a somewhat nice new Lincoln car, but they used to be homeless? But how could someone get something like that without selling out? You know, and by working hard or working a decent job or something. But I felt like when he pulled up in the Lincoln car, I felt like, well, wow, I'm homeless, I'm dirty, I stink. I'm not worthy to ride in that car. I don't deserve to ride in that car. And I felt like embarrassed and ashamed the whole time. But um when they had that freeze and I had to stay at that gym, that morning it was so cold, but it was like a brand new BMW, you know. But when I did the Avis job, for the first time in my life, even though it was like a few seconds of a short distance of driving, like um, Range Rover, Lincoln, Cadillac, and I don't remember if I drove a BMW, but definitely Cadillac, Lincoln, Range Rover, Lexus, and a few sports cars, freaking Camaro or whatever, you know. But um, but I quickly learned on my own how to operate certain vehicles. Each vehicle was different, like especially the Volkswagen vehicles was very different than and Mitsubishi. They were different from operating other vehicles. But it was interesting to learn how different vehicles operated. Driving and cleaning out. I had to do a little bit of driving in order to clean out the vehicles. And some of them were new, some of them were older, those rental vehicles. But Even some of them were smack brand new, you know. Excuse me. But but now it's a shame that I'm even wrongfully banned from working at the airport now. And after that job, then all these companies that I filled out applications for, um, they were wanting to call me in for interviews for jobs at the airport, and I'm like, well, I can't now because I'm wrongfully banned. I was told that the only reason for me to be allowed to go back to the airport is if I'm traveling. Traveling out of the city or something. But, I mean, this is how the satanic gang stalkers fuck you up even more. For the fact that even Alex Dupree try to intentionally create trouble on purpose. He was intentionally trying to set me up to get wrongfully banned from riding the Pensacola buses, and also had me wrongfully banned from riding the Greyhound bus. And he crossed state lines to gang stalk me, which I heard was a felony crime. Excuse me. And gang stalkers don't even get trespassed. If I'm at a hotel or a motel or something, and I show the gang stalkers trespassing on a property and drive on the property to gang stalk me or surveil me, and then the online gang stalkers call up the place and I get wrongfully banned forever. And I can't go back. So, I mean, and then if I ask for donations or ask for help to get a way to get a car, the online gang stalkers put a stop to that too. For me to try to share my writings and short stories and try to make a living from that, they stop that too. For me to try to get my own job, they stop that too. For me to try to get help with hotel room to survive, they stop that too. If I try to get my own place to live, they stop that too. And which what y'all saw back for September and October of last year. Excuse me. So they wanted to they intentionally trying to cut off, trying to you know trying to cut off, all of my support and all of anybody who I communicate with. um they on a militant mission to turn everybody against me and make sure I have no support. And they figured that if they strip me from everything, they hoping that they can win at getting me to lose my soul. And they take it for a game and they think it's funny to try to scam me out of my soul. So I don't even know if I will end up in jail, institutionalized, or dead this year. And if I can beat all three, that would be so miraculous. If I can beat all three, if I can survive never going to jail or getting arrested, if I can survive never being institutionalized, and if I can survive not losing my life, It would be miraculous. And some people even think that death, is the way to punish you, to murder you as a form of punishment, a way to punish you, or that you did something worthy to deserve to die or get killed. Or if they think that you did something stupid enough that they can parade around and say that you won the Darwin Award. So, ooh, they hit my right ear with a high-pitched ring. I have to use the bathroom again. So, I'm back. I'm wondering if me being wrongfully banned from everywhere, if that's supposed to be a lesson to teach me to not love anything in this world, or to teach me to not love anything in this world, or not love the world, but it's soul crushing, for me to end up being wrongfully banned from some place, that I grew up with from childhood, or something that I always loved, But I'm trying as best as I could to stay strong and trying to do the morally right things. Excuse me. So, I heard that the stalkers falsely accuse you of things, to try to make you look bad and to cover up all the wrong that they have done or are doing, And it's like y'all want to try to criminalize me for basic survival, or for me to be forced to have to survive this way or that alternative way because you sabotage me trying to survive and live like normal, So thanks for listening to me.